Hey guys, hey. Welcome to Trace Complete. I'm Ed, and today we are going to be kicking off something cool. But first, a little bit of backstory before we get to that. I occasionally stream on Twitch, nothing crazy, just a little bit of PUBG, a little bit of Overwatch, that sort of thing. But I recently decided, along with my friends Sean and Drew, that it would be cool to start doing some more in-depth video stuff. You know, have some folks come over. I have a little bit of a recording studio. You're sort of seeing me at the engineering space right now. But having folks come over, have a couple beers, play some video games. Maybe we'll get some guests from the local Boston game dev scene, that sort of thing. Along the way, I have been setting up the streaming space, setting up the gear, and I figured I would hop into a single-player series just to get comfortable with it, just to get a little bit of practice before other folks are in here and we're trying to fumble around and do everything live, all that stuff. So, we are going to hop in right now. If I do this correctly. Oh no, wrong scene. There we go. Yeah, so just to get started, I'm going to check back in on this little indie game that I have not played in a couple of years by some Swedish guy who I guess got bought. Weird. Anyway, everyone and their dog has played Minecraft, so I'm not going to belabor the point. I am going to be hopping into the mod Forever Stranded by a guy called GWSheridan. This is kind of a spiritual successor to a mod that I was a big fan of. Oh, let me get my headphones. Yeah, so this was a spiritual successor to a mod that I was a big fan of back in 1.6.2 called Crash Landing, and the concept is very similar, although some of the mods involved are different, stuff like that, where the overall conceit is you have crashed, you need to build a base that will allow you to survive, to progress through all the tech trees, and eventually leave the planet and escape. It uses a questing mod much the same as Crash Landing itself did. Whoop. That's some early game lag, but everything should be loaded now, so we should be good. Although, before I get started, I have to do one thing that I was warned about ahead of time. Auto jump off. There we go. Yeah, whoop. So there is my dirty secret. I have tried this once before and died in like 20 minutes. So we're going to see if we can do a little bit better on that. Now, the questing stuff, there is an immediate game quest to go get some water and stuff out of the back of my shuttle. I will hop back on that in a minute because I don't have a ton of time early game and I want to get as much cactus as I can. Because, as you can see around here, we have a spaceship, which is reasonably secure from the elements. It's reasonably hard for zombies to hop out and mess up my day. But there's not a lot of building material. There's not a lot of fortifications. So, just to get this game off the ground, right? And to avoid the tragic happenings of my last game, which I will put up at some point if there is some interest in seeing me flail around trying to remember how to play anything of Minecraft and dying miserably. But let's gather these and build us a cactus wall. Over there you can see something. I don't actually know what that is. I assume that those are like randomly generated or maybe placed. I don't even know if this map has a randomly generated structure or not. But at some point I'm sure I'll go over there and check out what's hiding out in that building. Yeah, so this is a mostly blind playthrough. I'm familiar with some of the mods that are in this pack, stuff like Tinker's Construct, and I know a little bit about how to get going with those. But I am not super familiar with any of the higher end stuff in this game. When I played Crash Landing, I kind of petered out pretty early on, although I really enjoyed it. I kind of got derailed making my own stuff rather than following the quest lines. I'm going to try to be a little bit better about that this time, even though I just started this game by completely ignoring the quests and running off to punch some cactuses. But you know how it goes. So, I think almost 2 stacks is enough cactuses. I cleared out a decent amount of space. And it's not even noon, so hopefully we can put up a decent little fortification to start us off. I'm only going to fortify the area around my door, and then the other thing I want to do today before night falls is get myself set up with what's the word I'm looking for? Get myself set up with a few trees so I can start building out Tinker's Construct stuff during the night, cash in a couple of early game quests, and set myself up to clear out a ton of bad dudes in the morning. Alright, so let's go with this. So I'm sure anybody who's run into Minecraft before knows that cactuses can't be placed next to each other. They also can't be placed right next to a wall. So this is definitely a very limited defensive structure until I can expand it to be a full ring around my base, which is gonna be a while. I'm not planning on doing that anytime soon because I don't really need that much space until I want to start doing some more advanced stuff. So this should be more than enough. I should also have enough. There we go. Hey, I have a couple sticks. This should be more than enough space to get started with the basics up through, you know, most of Tinker's if I decide to go do a immediate, what's the word I'm looking for? Go do like an immediate, wow, words are hard when I'm punching cactuses. Try to go do an immediate smeltery, sorry. Because the smelter stuff, I'm sure, much like Crash Landing, that I have to go raid. Here, I found all my, I don't need the keypad, but I found all my starting gear that I probably should have already grabbed. Now I'm going to go drop down my dirt. Whoop, I have to get my dirt, sorry. Don't worry, I've only done like 2 quests in the game. So we get bone meal, a loot chest, some coarse dirt, a little bit of experience, and it plays a sound, so that's going to be fun. Unlike the last time I tried to do this video, I was ready for that sound. It didn't make me jump out of my chair. So, whoop, anyway, drop down my first tree, the first of entirely too many, and this is a good big tree, so I can punch my way through this. So ideally, I think I want like 16, maybe 18 logs before nightfall, which should be very achievable. The other big thing I need is to make sure that I track down a sapling or two, otherwise this is going to be a really bad game. And that segues into another important topic, like the idea of what is cheating for the purposes of this series. Let's punch some of these first. I am not... Like if I don't get a sapling here, I will totally cheat myself one. But other than that, this is going to be very much the game ends when it ends type of thing. Or at least that's what I'm thinking right now. Maybe that'll change when I have a little bit more fun with this and decide that I want to keep going. So, no saplings. That is a problem. Okay, well, I guess I am cheating myself a sapling. I don't actually know how to do that with these tools. No, I didn't need 64 of them. Oh, wait a minute. I already had one in my inventory. Oops. So, let's not be lame. I'm going to go throw those right back over. And you got to see it happen. Anyway. Don't want you guys thinking that I'm cheating to make this easy on myself. Anyway, back to the getting of 16 wood. Yeah, so you can see that I'm a little bit rusty in this game, and you know, obviously I don't exactly intend this to be a Minecraft channel, but I really wanted to get back into this because, as mentioned, Crash Landing was probably my favorite mod. I really like just the you against the world aspect that it kind of gave you. And I figured it would be awesome to check it out. Check out the way that it kind of feels in 1.10, because the game immediately feels much snappier. Granted, I also have a new computer since last time I played, but don't want to distract myself too much. And one of the things that I really don't remember very much of is the little things around, hey, could I have just bone mealed myself another tree right now? Because I think I could have, but I don't remember the rules around bone mealing and like tree growth and that sort of thing. So better to be safe, and I think this will be enough wood, though I might go for one more just to be completely safe. Actually, while I have a tree this big, I'm going to go rush inside and just make myself... I will get these controls. It won't take me that long, I promise. There. I'm going to come back and do the rest of the Tinker stuff a little bit later, but for now, I just wanted to make myself a crook. Because crooks, when dealing with dealing trees like this, they increase the drop rate for saplings, which is awesome, and also increase the, make it faster for us to just punch through this. There's also a compressed crook, which is part of a different mod whose name is escaping me right now. I'm sure I'll do a little bit of homework on... Whoop, that was weird. I'll do a little bit of homework on that before we get too deep into it, but that makes leaves go real fast. So punch, 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 punch. So one thing I did notice is that unlike Crash Landing, where if you crafted regular Minecraft tools like a wooden axe or whatever, that would have like one use and be pretty much useless. I did notice that you can use regular Minecraft tools. I don't really need to right now because I'm immediately going to go hop into Tinker's construct as soon as night falls. So I'm okay with just punching a few things right now, and then hopefully we end up with enough silkworms, which you also get through using crooks on trees. Do we have any yet? None. All right. Anyway, not the biggest worry in the world, but yeah. So as soon as we leave here and hop into the ship, I'm going to go get myself set up with some much better gear than I could get, and so I'll just put up with couple minutes of punching some trees. And while we're at it, since I'm right here, I'm not going to risk another tree tonight. I'm just going to hop inside, and then we get to go listen to the awesome sounds of a billion zombies really, really wanting to say hello. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I got elite chests to start this one, and I have not opened it. So these are like the quest bags. They're like the quest bags in other mods, and they're about as good. Unless you get something really good, like in one of my tests. Ooh, we did get one silkworm. That's awesome. I will risk going outside to go put up this tree, just because it means I can drop my silkworm in the tree. So that leaf is infested. Hopefully by morning there will be a lot of infested leaves, and I can start getting some string for a bed, and also get more silkworms for later quests. So we have done our basic quest. Yeah, we have not... Oh, I'd never noticed this one. Location -284, 67. I can't see the last coordinate, but it looks like it's just directly due west of me. So I will go check that out at some point. I assume that's like trying to hook me into parts of Tinker's, like the smelter and stuff like that. So I need to build the usual Tinker's construct baseline stuff. I have my crafting station. I need everything else. Fortunately, I should have enough wood for basically everything I need to do. All right. Let's get some blank patterns and start building out parts. Here's my stencil table. My part builder. My tool station. And my stencils. Pattern chest. Keep calling them stencils. While I'm at it, I'm going to make at least a couple of regular chests. Oh, right. What's the button? Ah, there it is. Weird. There we go. So, I now have the chests that I'm going to need, and I'm going to pop one of them down right next to my crafting station, because that'll let me to do that. Oh, give me back my wood. The rest of these are going to go in order. So, tool station next to the crafting station. Part builder next to the tool station. And the pattern chest goes between the stencil table and the pattern chest. Now that we're in here, let's make some of these. I'm going to need a mattock, which is half hoe, well, 1/3 hoe, 1/3 shovel, and 1/3 axe. So I will need both part of the axe head and the shovel head. I'm going to need a tool binding. I will definitely need a tool rod. I'll want a sword. I'll want a pickaxe. And is there anything else I'm going to want right away? So I can get an excavator, but I don't really want to spend the resources on one yet. Excavators are like an improved shovel for sharpening kit. I don't know what that is. Shard, I do remember what that is. Anyway, the only other thing I will need for a sword is a wide guard. And these are all just things that I remember from playing this game a long while ago now. But yeah, so let's start making bits of all of my gear. Oh, crap. Wow, that was really bad. I accidentally shift-clicked it. And, well, now I have all of the axe heads I could ever want. Let's see if I can at least get a sword made, though, because otherwise this is going to be a really rough amount of time. There's a wooden tool rod and a wooden binding, which I think will let me build a sword. I could build like half of a mattock, but I don't really want to. Not with, you know, this kind of junk on here. Oh, sword. Give me a broadsword. Right. The broadsword doesn't need a binding. The broadsword needs a guard. Cool. And this is not the sword I really wanted to make, but we'll make do. See if it's... So it does decent damage. I don't know what ecological does, but we'll figure it out. The durability is fine. And I assume this should be... Alright. Anyway, I'll figure those out a little bit later. So the big reason I need a sword is because, yeah, we have our fence, and that fence will be useful later. But right now, there are all of these dudes chilling out outside of our base. And that's going to be a big part of our night, is saying hello to them. I should pick that up later. So one of the neat things about some of the chiseled items is you can place them in the middle of the air. I noticed this on my last playthrough, too. So now I have a block in front of my door that should be impassable. And now all of these guys can come say hello. And I can drop them, you know, with relatively little risk. This should be close enough to keep the door open, I think, while also being able to hit them without being damaged. So now we have this wonderful sound. I'm trying to reduce the number of swings that I take so I don't use as much stamina, because I also have not gotten water yet. Obviously, this is one of those... What's that? I don't actually know what those spirits are yet. Figure that out later. Anyway. There is a compressed husk over there who... I saw one of them before, and he killed me in like 2 hits, so I'm a little worried. I assume that given that there's other compressed stuff in this pack, I think it's called Ex Compressio or something. But I'm assuming that the compressed stuff that's in this pack is mostly just... You know, he'll explode into other zombies. What? Why did he give me a player pop? That was weird. Anyway. Alright. Well, that was a little too close. Anyway. One of the other things that is going to be coming up is there's a killing task for killing all of these standard mobs. Whoop. Not like husks or anything, but all of these zombies. So the more of these that I can drop, the better. There we go. How many of those did I get? Only 2. I am still going to have to deal with the tree outside and crook all that stuff down in order to get the bed that I'm going to want after this, so I deal with way fewer spawns in future nights. Yeah, so I have a piece of paper here that after playing through this once and making my expected mistakes, I'm going to take care of 4 things to start this game. Hopefully all of them before we finish this stream. Well, 3 of them before we finish this stream. 2 of which were done, 1 of which is a little bit more ambitious. We needed a cactus wall to get started, which we've got. We needed tinker's tools, which we've got. The next step is a bed. And then finally, at the end of this let's try not to die immediately segment is going to be dealing with my collection of food and water. So, as I said, that might take a little while. On the other hand, I already have a potato and a carrot out of these guys. So, I can start farming a lot sooner than I otherwise could. Not that I'm going to start farming today because, one, I have enough monster jerky to see me through for a little while. There we go. It's almost daylight. Alright. So just to get started, I'm going to hang up some rotten flesh to turn it into monster jerky. It's nothing great. We'll do better later. Yep. I'm also not going to use these leather boots, so I'm going to throw them... Whoop. I'm on the wrong side of my ship. That's going to bother me. Just how little health I had, so... And the reason I'm not going to use those is because they're going to increase my heat. And I can deal with a lot of bad stuff. I can't really deal with too much heat right now. Oh, he picked up my chisel block. Give me that back. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, heck with it. I might die a lot here, huh? But there's only one of them in here. And I mean, I have my death card. So yeah, okay. Heck with it. We're going to have some flexible morals this series. Let's not die. Die the first time. It's no big deal. Right. See, we're learning things is what's happening here. Anyway. I hit my waypoint. I found my corpse 5 steps away from myself. Oh. And I went the wrong way again. Anyway. Came back pretty much the same way as I was. This mod uses Spice of Life, which is a mod that you can see. Diminishing returns start after eating any food, blah, 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 blah. So you need a variety of food. And right now, my variety of food is I have a few apples. All right, now let's see what we can do about those guys. There we go. All right. That's Chisel Guy who got me in trouble in the first place. I actually can't hit those guys because they're I can hit him. There we go. Yeah, start this with like 4 hit points is a bit of a trip. And frankly, I didn't think hardcore was going to work anyway. Although I guess there's a lives mechanic to this one. I'm going to have to dig it out just to make sure. But I think I don't have to regulate that myself. I think the game will do that for me. But, right. What did I came in... to make some more crooks. Now I've got a compressed crook, which is a more effective, more durable. And now I have... Well, I didn't get a sandworm, so that's a bummer. But I now have more than enough. I now have more than enough string to make a bed before nightfall again. And that bed will allow me to pretty easily skip over the spawn, so hopefully we will not have to hear that wah-ha-ha-ha again anytime soon. And I'd say that knowing full well that that probably means I'm going to die again this episode. But, you know, that's how it goes. So we've got another one of these. Let's get back to punching. Actually, no, this is silly. I'll punch the rest of this tree down, but I'm going to go finally build my tools. Oh, glad I heard that guy. Whoop. Whiffed. It's like I'm playing Tekken again. Whiffing my punches. Well, swords in this case. All right. All right. Plenty of time. Let's get our health up so we can regen. There we go. Back to full health. Still got a decent bit of water. If I recall, I can use a crucible in this mod to get myself water, but I don't want to rely on that. Instead, I'm going to go harvest some cactus, because I'm going to harvest some cactus after I beat this husk. Alright, there's still a couple of these guys that I gotta be careful of. It's been long enough that, you know, finding the hitbox is actually a bit harder than it should be. Alright, guys. Don't you have anything better to do? My brains aren't that great. That's a lie. My brains are amazing. Alright, let's get this guy, and then I think I should be able to clear some of this. Should be able to clear some of this down. Alright, I could have sworn cactus made you better able to take... rather, swords are better able to take down cactus, but maybe not. Alright. Alright, that jerk is not going to get me that easily. Alright, maybe he will. Man, but husks are annoying. They are rough customers in this game. And I am dealing with some heat. As you can see down below, I have my nice heat diagram thing. I'm going to go stand in some water for a minute. And by water, I mean lava, but standing liquids, for the most part, count in this as being what do I need? There we go. As being quote unquote water. So the fact that they are not does not really come into play. You can stand in them as much as your heart desires. And I have a feeling I'll be standing in that one quite a lot. So 10 axe heads, I'm sure I'll be using all of them. Yeah. Alright. So let's what else can I build? Alright. Give me one axe head. And we will get ourselves a shovel head. Get ourselves a tool rod. And get ourselves another tool rod. I don't quite have enough to build a... I don't quite have enough to build my pickaxe on top of this. But we'll get there. First off, fix my sword. Second off, get me my cactus matic. Which, again, for the two of you who have never played Tinker's Construct mod, is an axe, a shovel, and a hoe all at once. So it's a pretty easy thing to work with. Anyway, let's clear out some of these. I still don't quite understand why Tinker's Construct gives you cactus tools, because they seem a little OP. You know, they do good damage. They work pretty effectively in the early game, and they get repaired with cactuses. I know this was such a shock, but cactuses are not exactly hard to get. There may be some side effects to them that I'm not aware of, and I'm sure that will totally not come back to haunt me at the worst possible time. But that being said, they're good for now. I remember really, after my first time playing a Tinker's mod, which I think was like Agrarian Skies maybe, and then going into Crash Landing, it was just like, wait a minute, I don't have any cactuses. This is bad. All right, 26 cactus is more than enough to build all of my assorted junk. Not that I really have that much junk left to build. So let's go in. Two. Getting spendy here. Dude. Maybe I'll have to move these around. I don't know if the tool station can also use the... I don't know if the tool station is also able to use my chest that I have next to the crafting station. I assume so, because same pack, but, you know. Is that a... I thought I saw something out that way, but nope. Oh. Go back on the sandworm hunt. Sandworm. Yeah, we're in Dune. The silkworm hunt. And we got one. I'm going to move that sand out so I can at least see those. And rush through this. Bone meal up another tree. I guess I didn't really need to... Ooh, big tree. I guess I didn't really need to do that because I'm going to be sleeping through the night and not timing that up at all. Here we go. Let's go to bed. Yeah. All right. Got a few food. You know, monster jerky isn't anything really special. Oh, wrong chest. This is my food chest for now. And monster jerky will very quickly be pretty much useless to me. But for now, it has a few uses. I'm gonna go put back my random block there. In particular, a couple of things that will let me do pretty quickly is it'll let me do some composting, so I can get some dirt out of it if I need to. Speaking of, while we're at it, now we've done that. What do I have to build? All right, I have to build a wooden hammer, which I think that's not a tinker's thing. That's just a wooden hammer, and a sieve, and get some dust. Okay, we can do that. I think I have enough. Why is cheat mode? There we go. Done. You keep that cheat mode off. Don't put that devil on me, Ricky Bobby. There we go. Should be pretty easy to build. Of course, I also don't have any sticks. I'm going to need some for those hammers too, so... Awesome. I'm going to need all of those meshes before we're done. Let's take down that random block. Put down my sieve. Boom. And we will load the sieve with a mesh. So that is kind of the main tool of XNILO, is the ability to sieve through. That looks dumb. Let's take out that block too. So one of the main parts of XNILO, as I was trying to say before I rudely interrupted myself, is sieving dirt, gravel, sand, dust, that sort of thing, in order to get a decent set of ores. How's my infested tree going? It's not going well, guys. So we're going to need some more of that. All right, so cactus wall, done. Tinker's tools, done. Bed, done. Food and water, not quite. But we can take care of that next time. So, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking this out. Obviously, I think a couple things are a little rocky, but we're figuring things out. And if you enjoyed this, you should click that subscribe button. You should click that like button. You should engage with our brand by dropping some trenchant commentary below. I promise I will read every one of them. And that's all for now. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. See ya.